May, do you have any thoughts on the dissent against Ketanji Brown Jackson? It was just pure judicial savagery. I mean, this is quote, this is the whole dissent. We will not dwell on Justice Jackson's argument, which is at odds with more than 2 centuries worth of precedent, not to mention the Constitution itself. We observe only this. Justice Jackson decries an imperial executive while embracing an imperial judiciary. Look, I got to be honest, that Amy Coney Barrett is not always with us, but this was a phenomenal, sharp, usually dissents are multiple pages long and they're deep. This is one paragraph that just goes right after KBJ. Your thoughts, May Mailman.
Justice Jackson obviously has not been consistent in being brave, and yet she's been consistent in being concerned about an overstep of judicial power. And so really, she is aghast that Justice Jackson thinks, and this is what Justice Jackson wrote down on paper, that she thinks that the job of a judge is to stop Trump, is to see any time that an executive is doing something that judge believes is against the law and stop it. But that's not the case. So one, there are rules that apply to judges too. You as a judge have the judicial power. You don't have policy-making power. I don't like this. I think these people should be getting that. You can't just step in and say that. You as a judge have limited powers to decide cases and controversies. This is in the Constitution, cases and controversies, which means between the parties that are in front of you, issues that are in front of you. And Justice Jackson cares none about that. Now, the founders did care about that, and there were certainly models out there that said before laws can take effect, before an executive can act, they have to ask the judiciary for permission. Say, can I do this? And the judiciary can say yes or no. That is not our system. Our system is 3 equal branches, and for the judiciary to not be a super branch that sits over everybody and tells everybody what to do, there are certain rules. Justice Jackson does not care about those rules, and she has no basis for it. She just doesn't like it. And so Justice Barrett very rightly says, you know what, at least the other 2 liberals pointed to laws underpinning why they disagree. You don't. You just want to tell Trump what to do, and that's insane. And it is a remarkable opinion from Justice Barrett.
Can you speak more broadly to the policy portfolio that the president is pushing, that I know that you're working on with Stephen Miller in regards to immigration? We must have the Immigration Customs and Enforcement have their back, and we do on this program. How does these legal decisions impact our ability to be able to do mass deportations, and what cases are you most closely looking at so that we can have expedited removal of alien invaders?
Yeah, the American people voted overwhelmingly for border security, but they also voted for interior enforcement, because if you can cross the border and make it into the country and then it's, oh, there's no recourse for you, then you do not have a closed border. Border security, interior enforcement is national security. And so the cases that this is going to affect are many. It is going to affect whether Biden had any authority to basically create fake immigration laws to say you can CBP-1 your way into this country. It's going to continue to affect cases like the ones that I mentioned. Where can individuals be removed to? It's going to affect authorities that you can use, money that you can use to detain people and to build the wall. There is a countless application for immigration law here, even things like the student visas, whether or not the executive has authority to take away student visas when the law says so, but judges don't like that. And so today's a really great day for the separation of powers and for limited judicial power, which is unchecked.
We're going to keep going a couple more minutes, but I hope the radio audience understands that they want to have a ceremonial executive. They just want a ribbon-cutting executive where the president welcomes Super Bowl champions and Little League World Series kids, and they come to the White House and they get dinners and they just smile and wave, and all of a sudden you have no power. We have 3 co-equal branches. Co-equal. We do not have judicial supremacy or legislative supremacy.